My name is Daniel Roscoe. I'm a professional engineer with 20 years of experience working on renewable energy projects. Roswell Development Inc. was founded in 2018 to continue work many of us have been doing to further renewable energy development in Nova Scotia and export the experiences we have gained in Nova Scotia internationally. In 2020, we started to consider working with the Renewable to Retail program under Nova Scotia's Electricity Act. Further to that effort, we applied to the Utility and Review Board and were granted the province's first retail electricity license in 2021. We created a new subsidiary, Renewable Energy Inc., to hold the license and to provide an alternative to Nova Scotia Power, which currently holds a monopoly on retail electricity supply. Around the same time, we began development work on the Mersey River Wind Farm to be the first source of generation for our license. The Mersey River Wind Farm is located on roughly 20,000 acres of provincial crown land in Queens County in Nova Scotia's South Shore. The land was previously owned by Bowater Mersey, a local mill that shut down in 2006, with the land being purchased by the province at the time. It has been actively used for commercial forestry for over 100 years. It's adjacent to the Mersey River hydro system and will connect to the grid at the same substation. In short, it is a very well-suited location for a wind farm. To further the development of Mersey, in 2022, Roswell undertook a capital raise. As part of that raise, we entered into a framework agreement with Slate Asset Management, who invested in Roswell and undertook to invest in and finance the wind projects associated with our renewable to retail license. The funds raised in 2022 allowed Roswell to accomplish typical tasks associated with getting a wind project ready to finance: environmental studies, First Nation engagement, interconnection, wind resource analysis, municipal and other permitting, and land control. Mersey River Wind received its approval of environmental assessment in March of 2023, municipal permitting in 2024, which received unanimous approval from the council, and finalized its interconnection agreements in 2025. While Roswell was developing Mersey, Slate has been focused on the arranging of financing for Mersey to meet the obligations of our framework agreement. The financing of a wind farm generally takes place once all permitting and requirements are in place, but prior to construction and ordering of equipment. Jeff Rogers will provide more detail on that process. At the same time Mersey was being developed, renewable energy was also being established. Once the retail license was secured, effort was needed to develop business models and contracting documents, engage customers, and take on the significant regulatory engagement required to solidify the process of opening up Nova Scotia's electricity market to competition. Mersey is not just another wind farm. It provides Nova Scotians with choice from whom they purchase electricity for the first time. This is in line with the Nova Scotia Energy Reform Act of 2024, recent legislation enacted by Nova Scotia's progressive conservative government to, in part, enact independent operation of our transmission system and increase competition in the electricity marketplace. In order for renewal to provide real competition to the market, it has to be competitive on price. What is important for that competition is to ensure that projects associated with our renewable to retail model are afforded the same opportunities as projects associated with Nova Scotia Power. As you heard Aaron Corey tell you, in March, the CIB has provided 8 other loans to energy projects in Nova Scotia, including 6 other wind projects. In addition to achieving provincial environmental goals and policy objectives, renewal is an important tool for the province of Nova Scotia in reducing our dependence on imported energy. Unlike most of the rest of Canada, Nova Scotia imports the vast majority of our energy, over $4 billion a year of imported fossil fuels. Producing our own energy, therefore, provides significant economic development potential for Nova Scotia. The Mersey River Wind Farm will generate over $1 million in annual municipal tax revenue and will support over 250 jobs during construction. Renewal will help provide long-term rate stability for Nova Scotia business, public entities, and homeowners, and will help attract new business to Nova Scotia who see clean energy as the cornerstone for future profitability. Thank you, Mr. Chair.